Saturday, April 25th, a 7.4 magnitude earthquake hit the nation of Nepal. More than 5,000 people are reported dead and at least 10,000 injured. The UN has predicted that at least 8 million are affected by the natural disaster overall.
Dylan Roberts here, about less than 10 kilometers from the Tibet border. The main earthquake hit right behind the mountain, right behind me. They said it sounded just boulders were coming down. It sounded like thunder, big, loud thunder. I'm afraid that more landslides are going to happen. They say it happens here daily. We were here when the Chinese government were clearing off the roads. This is the last point for now. And they continue to remove rubble. And at this point, just in this district, there is 4,000 plus dead and close to 10,000 still missing. So people here are still trying to find family and friends here, and there's very little hope of rescue now, just to recover.
Five years now since the Nepal earthquake, and I still remember it like it was yesterday. I just remember it felt like all the world was coming to Nepal. I was with my buddy Christian. First couple of days we were there, which was around this time, and filmed some of the old parts of the city in Kathmandu, and those areas was completely destroyed. And that was kind of like when we started to feel, wow, okay, any building that didn't have proper rebar or proper structure, that was going to fall.
You switch on?
Yeah.
Okay, we're just making our way through one of the more heavily hit areas of Kathmandu in the center. Now, all of this destruction basically happened within the space of about 2 minutes. And within that 2 minutes, 5,000 people at this point are confirmed dead, almost 20,000 are seen missing, and 100,000 buildings have been completely destroyed. Now that's 100,000 not including the ones that have been partially damaged. So as you can see here, this is one of the areas where they were pulling people from the rubble, and now as they've cleaned this one, they're going to move to the next one.
So I think the Nepal people, it seemed like they were just in a state of shock. I really kind of understood the scale of it is when we went to this one area of Kathmandu where they do cremation. Fires at one time, and they were just continuing. I mean, they were probably doing hundreds and hundreds of cremations throughout the day and through the night. I was just so in the zone of where am I going, what photo I'm looking for, who to interview and capture. I didn't even really was trying to process it in my head. Anytime you're taking photos or video or interviewing people who are really hurting and have lost things, you're always in the back of the head saying, Why am I doing this? Why am I taking this media? I hope I'm trying to do something, even though I don't know how much a photo or a video can really change someone. When you are a journalist or photographer and you're capturing these type of stories, it's hard to find a purpose for it. Most of the damages were outside Kathmandu. Very difficult areas to get to. So I remember getting in a car with Craig and his local partner Bishwa in our first trip, where we're going to go out to this one district, this one area that Bishwa's from. And this was his first time trying to get to there, because that's where his family is, his mom, his sister, and other relatives.
What are you on, Hey Craig, can you tell me a little bit about where we're going and the mission that we're doing? Where we're heading to and what we're seeing?
So we are in one of the main villages up toward the Tibet border right now. We're about 15 kilometers from the Tibet border. And our local church pastor partner on the ground here, Bishwa, this is his home village. His mom lives here. He was here speaking in this area when the earthquake happened. And this is one of the hardest hit, if not the hardest hit areas in all of Nepal with the earthquake. And Bishwa said that over 2,500 people here lost their lives. Many, many, many more than that lost their homes. And there's a lot of homes that are just so damaged people don't want to stay in them. And so just outside the city there are some tarps beginning to be set up with families that have them. We're going to deliver packs today with rice, beaten rice, salt, flashlights, candles and lighters, basic supplies that people need to survive. We're bringing some tarps today for people that have been sleeping out in the open. Really appreciate everyone that sent us here. And the least we can do is just show you what it's like and the expression on people's faces when they receive the love that you sent. So thank you. What do you need, Dylan?
Because of the landslide is coming. Okay, cool. Can you explain the bus part again?
And inside the bus, the 60 people were died. I heard there is 60 people. Where is the mom?
As we were getting out of the car, Bishwa, this was his first time seeing his family. He had no idea if any of his family were alive because communication was completely destroyed.
My mom. My mom, my sister, my uncle here, and my sisters. And after 8 days later, after 8 days, I have seen my mom and my sisters, and it is great privilege for me, and I'm so thankful to Jesus. I'm so thankful to God.
Seeing him interacting with his family, knowing that most of them were okay, even though a lot of people were dead in this area, you would see floating bodies, you know, in the river.
We've just arrived in Bishwa's home village, and getting to be friends with him and then making the drive out here, not knowing what to expect, makes it even more personal. It really is one of the hardest hit areas we've seen. It's just terrible destruction. His house is standing, but it's finished. But those are buildings, and to see the emotion when we pulled up, and Bishwa turned to me and said, "Hey, there's my mom," and jumped out of the truck, and she began to weep. And you know, that's the real cost of these events, is human life. And just really grateful to God today that his family's okay. They certainly could have been taken as bad as the damage is in this area. That's all I got.
Craig Miller was a close friend of mine, and he had an organization called Thirst No More, where they did projects that occurred in natural disasters or in conflict. And so Craig was in Nepal a little bit right before I arrived. He was always ready to go on the next trip. When he had to go get something done, whether it's deliver resources, food, supplies, tarps, shelter, he was going to go. I will always remember my time with him during the Nepal earthquake. I think when I was younger, I just kept wanting to go, and do as much as I can and not really process what is actually happening. And I think that happens a lot to filmmakers or photographers or journalists. I think for me, when it comes to the process of when I'm shooting, when I'm filming, I really try to figure out, is what I'm shooting actually happening, or am I framing it up to be something else? When I'm filming it, and then bringing into the edit, I want to be as authentic and real as I can. Hopefully this story will help people remember what happened. I'm not trying to change the world. I simply just wanted to tell a story, and that's it.